Hi pile 1. What haunts you is the wheel of fortune. This is Jupiter energy. In your life, fate and luck play a very big role. You might have been quite generous in your past, which didn't quite pan out the way you wished. You are by default a generous, kind, and helpful individual who thinks about the worldly good, but not many people are willing to extend the same courtesy to you. You might be quite afraid to make major decisions because no matter how hard you work, no matter how well you plan, something seems to be interfering with everything. Why does it haunt you? The Son of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, and the Judgment card. You know, this is something quite out of what you can do in this lifetime. If you do believe in past lives, you seem to have some uncleared karma. Maybe you were quite the heartbreaker in a previous life. Maybe you backed out on a business agreement at the last minute. Maybe you broke someone's heart, or someone put their trust in you and you couldn't quite live up to it. Anyways, that karma is being cleared in this lifetime, which means hopefully you will have a fresh start very soon. How does it haunt you? The Nine of Leviathans, which is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Comet, which is the Star. Oh, you show up as quite a scaredy cat, pile 1. This fate cycle seems to run particularly in overdrive whenever you are trying to establish some independence, or maybe you become so fearful whenever you get the opportunity to get your own money, your own wealth and fame. This is very fitting given that the Star card, which is the card of hope and believing in the impossible things and making them possible, showing up in how it haunts you. You tend to keep your dreams and plans quite small because you are constantly running, thinking that this might also go topsy-turvy at any moment. And what can we do about it? The Devil and the Three of Pentacles. That's solid advice if I have ever seen some. The Devil asks you to acknowledge your limitations. So what if there are shortcomings? So what if all your plans go awry? You have the right to be ambitious. You are a hardworking person, given that the Devil represents the Capricorn, which is ruled by Mars and Saturn. You are willing to go to war. So you are a service-oriented and an idealistic person who tends to put other people before themselves. The Devil asks you to put yourself first. You are the puppeteer. You need to learn to pull the strings for your favor. Also, with the Three of Pentacles, you might need to find your own squad, the people who would die for you. This is also the card of mastery. You need to master the thing that frightens you, that spins you around like a sock in the washing machine. You need to acknowledge that you might have karma, but that is not going to stop you in this lifetime. You are going to do amazing things for your own self. You need to foster the hope that you want to create for other people, and then you will become the master of your own fate. That was a sobering reading, pile 1. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. What haunts you? The Ten of Pentacles. Oh, the thoughts of legacy. You have phobia for commitment, or you have some problems with your family. It may be immediate or extended, and that troubles you so much. Why does it haunt you? The Five of Pentacles and the Empress. Now this paints a picture that is quite painful. Someone who you consider family, someone you thought of as a nurturing figure, they failed to show up when you needed them the most. When you were poor, when you were ill, when you were otherwise alone, when you were in desperate need of love and caring affection. Someone who you thought will be your bedrock just crumbled away. How does it haunt you? The Nine of Submersibles, which is the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Airships. Oh, this reading is just synchronistic. This breach of trust has wounded your heart so much that your heart is currently just closed up. You have come to the mindset that I can be happy on my own. I don't need other people for my happiness. While that is an admirable mindset, it can also backfire on you. A tree without roots will shrivel up before its life. You might be in your emotional rock bottom, where you take a tumble and fall, people are just looking at you and making fun of you without giving you the lifeline that you are desperately reaching for. Take this as a sign. Do your shadow work. Maybe you need therapy or a nice hobby that puts you in touch with your own hurt feelings so that you can process them and come out of them stronger, so that this past, this betrayal does not haunt you for the rest of your life. Now, what can we do about this? The Ace of Pentacles, yes, new opportunities. And the Eight of Cups, wonderful. The cards ask you to move on. These cups, they were already stacked against you. Just make sure that your ties to these cups are completely severed and begin your journey towards healing. You might be at a very dark place in your life in the current moment. The most dreadful feeling is feeling that you are alone, even when you are being surrounded by other people. But it's time you moved on from this crowd. New opportunities rise in your horizon. It might be something related to job, which requires you to move from wherever you are. This ladybug reminds me that this might be just a pure stroke of luck, some cuckoo cotton head idea it looks like. But this new opportunity will help you heal from these bad times. Maybe you will find your own personal nirvana. Who knows? Maybe you will become a nurturing figure for many, many people who have had their hearts broken by those they considered their lighthouses. Perhaps you will find a career in therapy, in shadow work, in life coaching, where people without support networks build their own support networks, so that you might have fallen from this grace, but new grace can be built upon it. You sound like a very strong person, Pile 2. I wish you the best of luck in your recovery. May the thing that haunts you be a thing of the past. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile 3. What haunts you? The Nine of Swords. Oh, this is the pile of the neurotics and the clairvoyance. Sometimes you get these bad dreams, these premonitions that you fear will happen, and they do. Well, sometimes they're just bad dreams. The problem is you don't know which is which, so you might be quite the insomniac. Why does this haunt you? The Five of Cups and the Four of Cups. Oh, I'm really sorry, pile 3. You have gone through some quite serious emotional losses. Those situations when it seems like all hopes are lost. So much so that you have become quite the introvert. You have withdrawn from the life as you had known it to become this scurrying rat, hiding in the darkness, holding on to whatever it has so that it does not lose the little that it currently holds. You might have lost a loved one that had quite literally shaped your emotional life for the rest of it. Something or other has made you this kind of pessimistic person when it comes to the matters of emotions and heart. The glass is always half empty for you in any situation. It might also relate to things related to business and relationships. You are just looking for the person who is going to stab you in the back. How does it haunt you? The Three of Submersibles and the Lady of Leviathans. Just what we were saying right now. The Three of Submersibles is generally a card of celebration. Look at this. In this card, 3 nations are converging to make a peace treaty and party while at it. You might quite literally run away from parties. Any celebration gives you this horrible pit in your stomach where you are constantly thinking, what might go wrong? Is someone going to make fun of me? Am I allowed to be this happy? This affects your relationships very much, especially with the important women in your life, and especially in financial and money related matters. You have this deep insecurity that makes you quite withdrawn. You are constantly looking for comfort while simultaneously repelling it. The Lady of Leviathans, which is the Queen of Pentacles, is a loving and giving energy which you desperately seek but also run away from. You might have lost an important woman in your life that has reduced you into this mess. What can you do about it? Temperance and the Seven of Cups. Pile 3. Your recovery starts when you acknowledge that you have many other options to look at. There is a psychological fact that says a loss hurts even more than a gain is helpful, because we perceive losses as actual physical pain. They stimulate the same area of brain as injuries and physical wounds. But don't let that flip your world. The Seven of Cups also indicates that you are stuck in a state when you are not able to say which way is up and which way is down. It's very fitting that the card that showed up otherwise is the 14th card, which is the Temperance. From 7, double it up to 14. Acknowledge that you have options and begin on your path of healing. Someone out there, a good energy, wants to guide you. It might be angels, it might be God. If you believe in that, or it might be your ancestors and guiding spirits who are cheering for you. You know, it might also be the loved one who passed on, who is sad at looking at you suffering like this. All these mind games that you are playing on yourself, or maybe the society has played on you. They want you to be happy, to reintegrate, instead of being this loner who is just seeing the darkness in every light. This is also the card of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. Sometimes blind hope is a good thing when it is exercised in moderation. Learning to balance dark and light is an important lesson in every person's life. You have seen the utter darkness that the world has to offer. Now it's time that you walked into the light. Pile 3. All the best for the beautiful life ahead of you. It sounds like a wonderful healing journey. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 4. So what haunts you? The 5 of Rods. This might be a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth. Maybe you're just tired of the rat race that life is constantly fighting for every inch of life. Or there might be some sort of rivalry, maybe with your friend, maybe with a sibling, maybe with a colleague, that is just wearing you down. It has made you think that you are somehow inferior to others, and this constant chip in your shoulder keeps telling you to prove yourself, that you need to be useful in some way to be acknowledged as a person at all. Why does this haunt you? The 3 of Cups and the Mother of Cups. This sounds like a messy situation to me. Anyways, the 3 of Cups is generally a card of celebration and friendship, where new alliances are forged and good harvest is reaped. And the Queen of Cups, she is just a master of emotions, a very loving and soft psychic individual who just knows what you're thinking by looking at your face. Now, why is this haunting you? Sometimes even friendship and love can be bad things. You might be in a relationship where you're in constant competition with each other, just one-upping the other person till you're both exhausted, and the mere thought of seeing the other person makes you want to shrivel up and cry. Or you might be in a friend group that is just toxic, like where they will be smiling at your face while stabbing you in the back, just constantly putting you down in anything you do. You just know that these are the people who will not support you if you were to fall ill, if you were to get into a time of hardship and need. How does this haunt you? The 9 of Vengeance, which is the 9 of Wands, and the 4 of Submersibles, which is the 4 of Cups. This lack of support has made you into quite the one-man army, if I must say so. Like, there is a saying, she became the hero that she desperately needed. I'm paraphrasing and I don't remember who said it, but it is a quote that has stayed with me for so long. Sometimes we need people to be in our side, to take up the flag for us, to fight for us, but we don't. Those who are supposed to be in our side quite literally hold the flag for the other team. Then you end up becoming this Rambo type figure who is the lone survivor the one who is injured, who is at the very brink of their strength, and yet fighting, and fighting despite knowing that we are deeply outmatched. But still, you are willing to fight. This situation has given you amazing strength, but also quite withdrawn in the matters of heart. You look like you are happy on your own. From the outside, this looks like the Nine of Cups, where self-fulfillment figures above all of it. But inside your heart, you know that you are in need of this companionship that was promised but not delivered. You need this someone who will be in your side no matter what. You need to feel that you are not the only person fighting for you. Now, what can you do about it? The Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. So you are quite literally in the rock bottom, pile 4. The Five of Pentacles is a very interesting card. Look at this. The sky is very clear, but it rains over this one single man. And this structure that is supposed to have given him shelter does not. The cards tell you to seek help at unconventional resources. Like, you are not receiving the resource that you need from those who must have given it to you. Instead, they are busy being jealous of you and fighting with you. So here you are, like the lone dog outside in the rain while others are enjoying their life in the moon. Now this is quite heartbreaking, but that is not the end of it. You need to seek companionship in places where you will not usually look for. Acknowledge the hurt that you have been dealt. You might be in hardship right now. Maybe you had a stroke of bad luck, but that does not mean that you should just give up on love and just lock down your heart so that nobody comes around to break it again. You will probably not do that because, pile 4, you are a fighter. You have grown up in this environment and you will very likely come out of it unscathed. Sure, you might have a scar or two to show for it, but that's nothing to be ashamed of. Given the 2 5s in your reading, I'll say great changes, good changes are coming your way. In the thought deck, this 5 of Wands is called the Lord of Valor, if I'm not mistaken. You are a Lord of Valor. In spite of having your cup being upset again and again, in spite of your heart being stabbed again and again, you are willing to offer your heart for the right people. Given the amount of hardships that you have faced and the current hermit mode that you are in, you are going to come out of this situation fighting. And this thing that haunts you, it's just a temporary phase. In any fight, you will be coming out in top. Pile 4, you are just amazing. You know, I'd love to have someone like you at my side. That was your reading. I'll see you in your next one. Bye.